Welcome to our channel. Today, we dive into the fascinating world of social dynamics and explore how seemingly small actions can lead to massive shifts. Our navigational chart is Malcolm Gladwell's intriguing work, The Tipping Point. It's a book that uncovers the magic behind that pivotal moment when an idea, trend, or social behavior crosses a threshold, spreads like wildfire, and changes everything. So buckle up as we embark on this journey of understanding the tipping point, unraveling the secrets of social change. Our journey begins with Malcolm Gladwell's groundbreaking book, The Tipping Point. This is not a journey of miles and physical exertion. Rather, it's a journey of the mind, one that ventures into the heart of social change and human behavior. You see, the tipping point is that magical moment when an idea, trend, or social behavior crosses a certain threshold, tips, and then spreads like wildfire. Consider, for instance, a game of dominoes. Each tile, standing tall and solitary, seems insignificant in the grand scheme of things. But once the first tile is nudged, it sets off a chain reaction, each tile triggering the next. This is the essence of the tipping point, a point of critical mass, the threshold, the boiling point. It's a phenomenon that exists everywhere. In viral videos that explode in popularity overnight, in fashion trends that suddenly pop up everywhere, in social movements that quickly gain momentum. It's a moment of transformation, a shift in the collective consciousness. But what makes something tip? Gladwell argues that there are three fundamental factors. First, the law of the few, where a tiny percentage of people do the majority of the work. Second, the stickiness factor, the unique quality that causes an idea, concept, or product to stick in the minds of the public. And third, the power of context, the idea that human behavior is sensitive to and influenced by its environment. In essence, the tipping point is all about how little things can make a big difference. It's about understanding that sometimes the smallest changes can have the biggest effects. It's about realizing that we all have the power to initiate change, to tip the scales, to make a difference. In our next segment, we'll delve deeper into these key factors and explore some compelling real-world examples. But for now, let's pause and reflect. What are the tipping points in your life? How have small actions led to big changes? Imagine a domino effect, where little things accumulate and suddenly, everything changes. There are three key factors that Gladwell identifies as crucial for a tipping point. The first is the law of the few. This principle highlights the significant role of connectors, mavens, and salesmen in tipping the balance. Connectors are individuals with vast social networks. Mavens are the information specialists, and salesmen have the persuasive power to influence others. The second factor is the stickiness factor. It's all about how some messages persist, how they stick in our minds and become memorable, while others simply fade away. The third factor is the power of context. It suggests that small changes in the environment can have a significant effect on behavior, triggering a tipping point. It emphasizes that the context in which a message is received can drastically change its impact. These factors, when combined, can trigger a tipping point. They are the building blocks of social change, shaping the way ideas spread and grow. Let's look at some real-life examples of the tipping point in action. First, consider the rise of Hush Puppies, a once-forgotten shoe brand that suddenly became a global sensation. It began with a handful of trendsetters in New York City. Their adoption of Hush Puppies triggered a tipping point, and soon enough, everyone was wearing them. Next, we have epidemics and contagion. From the spread of diseases to fashion trends, Gladwell shows us that epidemics follow similar patterns. It's not just about germs, it's about social networks. Lastly, let's examine crime reduction in New York. The application of the broken windows theory, which argues that addressing small issues like broken windows and graffiti can prevent larger crimes, led to a dramatic decrease in the city's crime rates. These examples show how small changes can lead to large-scale transformations. How can we apply the concept of the tipping point in our lives? Consider the realm of business strategies, focusing on influencers, word-of-mouth marketing, and creating content that sticks. Or take social movements. Small actions ignite larger change, like the Ice Bucket Challenge. And don't forget personal growth. That one habit change or connecting with the right person could be your tipping point. Identifying the tipping points in your life can lead to significant improvements. As we wrap up, remember that little things matter. The tipping point concept shows us how small actions can trigger significant changes. Whether it's in business, social movements, or personal growth, the potential for a tipping point is always present. You might be the catalyst for something extraordinary. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Consider this channel your gateway to exploring the fascinating intricacies of our world. Remember, even seemingly minute actions can ignite tremendous change. Until next time, stay curious.